a lot more intense during the pandemic. I was working as an emergency nurse. Things were crazy at work. This world is ending and everything's crazy. Let's just be ourselves and do what we want to do. So we downloaded Tinder and we started talking to real people, or I did. And we'd swipe through guys together. I could actually do something with one of these guys. And it got so hot and so intense that eventually I did.
When you were going out the first time, were you like super nervous on this
date? It was a whole mixture. Excitement, nervous. He was so excited. It was during the pandemic, so we met in a park.
Was your husband there, or was it just you and
No, I took an Uber and I went and met the guy on my own. After being so many years monogamous with him, going out outside of my marriage to meet this guy, we sat in the park and had a date. Okay, do you want to come back to my place? And then I texted my husband. I'm like, he's asking me back to his place.
And what's your husband doing?
He was like, go.
Oh, you get done hooking up with this guy, your husband's waiting for the reclaim.
I was there for hours.
So your hubby must be edging.
He's waiting. And as soon as I see him, he's just like so ready. We had the best.
Primordial.
Two goons, not one but two goons. Two goons, 7 hours in the bathroom.
Hi, I'm Serenity Cox, and you're watching Two Goons.
This episode's brought to you by Jerkmate.
Jerkmate.com.
Use the offer code 2Goons to get 10 gold, equivalent to $10 for the platform.
Anime, bukkake, camel toe, cosplay, cuckold, deep throat, double penetration, facial.
Any way you want a goon, Jerkmate has got it.
You can even choose the Two Goons creators picks. We have specifically chosen our favorite Jerkmate cam models that you can stroke your meat to.
See what the gooners goon to.
I personally like the lactation category, so help the podcast, help yourself. Go to jerkmate.com.
Use offer code 2Goons.
And get a matching hat, the bucket hat, Jerkmate bucket hats at Jerkmate shop. This turned into plug tuck and we all...
Yeah.
Oh God, I did that.
You did
really?
it?
I did.
Did you like, it was a different experience?
It was a different experience.
And it was fun?
It was fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course
yeah.
it was fun. They were good people.
I mean, it's so funny because I sometimes forget, like, there's some people you speak to and you're like, oh, you totally, like, know their star, and then every time I've like seen you, I kind of like,
well, it's the vibe.
Yes.
The vibe. So I listened to like a bunch of the stuff you had done to do the research, and you have like, we're both Canadian. You have like the exact like my friend's mom, like
Yes.
like a sweet Canadian
high
mom.
school principal,
like oh yeah, I brought the orange slices to the soccer game. Like that's your vibe so much.
Honestly, like we do like a collaboration shoot day with some friends back home, and I bring all the snacks.
Yes.
And I'm like, make sure you have some, orange slices.
I know you make sure everyone's hydrated.
It's
It's like
some trail mix. Then
have, like,
make sure you brush your teeth after, so there's nothing in your teeth.
there's a very like a maternal, like homey vibe to the way you speak, to like how your energy. Yeah, it's very sweet.
I like that. I mean, I try to portray that.
Are you a small town Canuck? Is that what it is?
Like as small as Toronto.
Oh, so you're from
No,
Toronto.
I mean, I'm from Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You
So
say
that's
I'm from Toronto.
yeah. Nobody wants to know that you're from the Steel
the
City.
Hammer.
Hamilton.
Steel City.
Hammer's
The
grinding.
the real ones know.
Yeah.
The real ones know. Well, it was so fun because even when I messaged you, two stories about this, how I met you, and then when I messaged you a couple weeks ago, and you're like taking pictures, because so many people would take the pictures of their like in Ibiza, like a lot of stars, and you're like Sudbury, Canada.
Not the fanciest place, that's for sure. No, dude.
It was so, and then I was like repping. But you know how we met?
Yeah.
So I ran it. My ex is Ayla Adams from Naked News.
Yeah.
So I'm at AVN last year doing content, and I run into Ayla, and I'm like, I was like, yo, what's up? But she didn't know I was going to be there. And we just ran. And she was probably drunk at this point. She's like, you want to come to Nobu with us? And I'm like, for sure. And that's where, and you were there.
Yeah.
And she kept on saying, like, she's like, oh, this one's a really big star. But you were so quiet. And every time I would say.
Very quiet, very sweet. Like, yeah.
I tend to be like, at the party, I'm a little more reserved.
Yeah.
Which is like wild because of course you guys are putting stuff out there.
You know what? It's kind of like I don't want to refer to, some people, it's like they have an alter ego, or like some people use like their sock puppet.
You're Clark Kent.
And then, like this is my I let it out through the Like in my real life, when people found out that I was making adult content, people in my real life, they were like, no, you're not.
They didn't believe you.
Like, there's no way, there's zero chance that this girl is doing that. But it's different. And we were always doing it amateur, which really, it is just like a few people in a room.
Yeah, yeah.
And there just happens to be a camera. And then it's exciting when we put it out there. I'm not actually doing it in front of those people.
The crew
so it's
and
still
everything.
like my... what do you call it when you're not, oh my God, the people who like to be by themselves and are quiet.
Oh, introverts. You're
I can't
introverts.
even think of the word. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. When you're an introvert, you can still do this because you don't actually have to put yourself out there. It's still an intimate experience when you do amateur stuff.
Yeah.
Were you doing? When were you doing the amateur stuff? When did you start it?
Oh yeah. Did we start recording?
Oh yeah.
already?
We're cooking.
Every fucking
just having a
By the
chat.
way, we should tell everyone. We'll just get into it because
No, it's nice. It's nice. I like
it's
this.
natural.
Yeah.
Could you imagine we're just asking you questions
I was
and
like,
then you're like,
I was like, we're recording, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
so what? So you were doing
Yeah.
amateur stuff for what? Like on ManyVids or stuff, or for your?
We started on. I mean, honestly, on FetLife, we were just
Okay.
messing around, my husband
Yeah.
and I.
So
we
you
had
were in
started,
you were in the lifestyle
we
of
were
swingers.
we just started doing Hotwife stuff. So we're not really swingers because we don't both do couple swaps and stuff. We do Hotwife stuff where I'll go out and have experiences with other guys, and my husband just loves that, and he gets enjoyment from either hearing about it, seeing it, sometimes joining me with another guy, or like I come home and tell him the stories or bring videos. So that was sort of the thing we were exploring, and we started taking more videos of it, and we thought it was so hot and so exciting that we put it on FetLife at first. And we were just using FetLife as like a communication tool with other people who were doing it, getting ideas, having discussion forums. And then also I realized through this that I had a little exhibitionist streak, and I liked the response we got from putting stuff on this site. It wasn't for business or making money or anything like that.
No.
It was just because we were having fun with it, and we were excited to share what we were doing with other like-minded people. That became so fun. After a few months, we were like, let's get a little more daring and put something on. And this was like the first year of the pandemic. Everybody's like trying new things. Everybody's a little bit bored. Everybody's either having conflict with their partner or getting a better, deeper relationship with their partner at home. And we chose that route, and we decided to, explore things in our life that were really exciting to us that we've been talking about for years. And then we jumped into it during the pandemic. So anyway, we started making videos, and we were putting them on. And it was us, just like our little secret. We had some friends that we did this with, and I didn't even show my face in the beginning. And it exploded, just right time, right place, pandemic. Everybody was online.
When you say you have some friends that you did this with, like, do you mean like these people were filming it, they were editing it, they're participating in it?
Participating in it.
Okay.
So we would, like, for example, I would find a guy on Tinder that we wanted to, friends, not like in our
Friend group, but like
friend group, people we found intentionally for these experiences that became friends.
Yeah.
And so we would have an experience, film it, and then with their consent, put it on. Nobody's face is in it, just like
bodies and fluid.
And that's all it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it just got a following. And after it kind of exploded like crazy in 2021, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2021 it was. It kind of just skyrocketed. We had so many views and so many subscribers on our channel just out of nowhere that just fueled this, like, we got to do more. We've got to do more. It was really exciting.
So can I ask you to backtrack for a second?
Yeah.
How long were you married until you guys started discussing doing stuff like this? Because obviously, I believe that, it is like the communication thing. And I think the healthiest relationships are the communication relationships. Now, not everyone is going to be in a lifestyle thing, but some people, even with like kinks, like some guys, I know a buddy who couldn't date this one chick because she felt it was weird that his nipples were sensitive. And so it was like a thing of contention, but he was telling me the only way he could is having his nipples played with. So like, how long were you guys in this relationship? And then because you said you were talking about for years, how did this come up?
So, we started dating in 2012. We started doing Hotwife stuff in 2020. So it was a while.
Wow.
Yeah, we were
Oh.
just
Years.
monogamous in the beginning.
So
it was such a slow progression.
And he would like you, and in terms of like having, would he like hint? Because when I would be, this was the one thing, like Ayla, we used to laugh. I'd be inside of her because I'm so into the Hotwife thing.
Yeah.
And I would be her, and I'm like, I need you to cheat on me. And she would start laughing. And I can still to this day, I can feel her compound, like just like
with the laughter.
From the laughter. Yeah, it was like together.
Yeah.
And that was not her thing. And I totally respect it.
Yeah.
And I still to this day, I care so much deeply. We're just into two different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did it, was there drops of hints from him?
Yeah, it was drops of hints. It was something we kind of developed together. He definitely had this fantasy and this kink that he sort of, we really developed it together. Like he started out by, he would ask me about previous relationships. Like when we're having our, like, you know, our intimate conversations, he'd be like, oh, had you ever done this with another partner? Or have you ever, you know, tell me about your other relationships. To me, completely foreign. Like nobody had ever been interested in a positive way, you know?
Yes.
Like
Well,
the
there's two things
classic-
to that.
Yeah.
Well, because either one, some guys are so jealous,
Yes.
they don't want to even know. Some guys will say, I don't want to, and girls too, to their male partner, I don't want to know about the ex. I don't want to know about that stuff because they're so jealous. And then, yeah, right. So that's one of the reasons I think people don't ever talk about it.
Yeah, and those are the only people I had ever had relationships with. So to hear him ask, at first I was suspicious. I was like, "Why do you want to know? Like, what are you trying to shame me, or like, are you trying to, you know, why do you want to know this?" Because I never experienced that. But then, as you know, as time went on, I kind of realized that no, he was actually really enjoying hearing these experiences, and it intrigued me so much that I would play into it because I fed off of him being excited by it, right? I'd talk about my very limited experiences before him as well. Like I didn't have.
Oh, were you prude?
Oh yeah, like I just was very like vanilla. Like I'd had these monogamous relationships, long-term relationships. We didn't do a lot of exploring. So my husband was more into exploring and talking about things and you know, sharing fantasies.
And this
I
is a
was
whole new world to
yeah.
you.
So it was exciting
Hot.
and like he would ask me these things and I'd be like, oh, you really want to know? And then I kind of learned to like, the more I played into it or elaborated, the more turned on he would get. And it was sort of a back and forth. And then eventually we ran out of stories because I
didn't have a lot of
such
stories.
A loser before. And then
Like,
so
you want to know about my high school boyfriend? Like,
well, you know, there wasn't a lot. So I had to start making things up. So that became like the next stage was like I'd make up stories and we'd do role playing. And like when I'd go out, I'd come home and he'd be like, you know, tell me about the, you know, the hot guys that were at the bar and anybody hit on you. And even if, you know, I go out with my girlfriends and it was like I wouldn't, nothing would happen. But I'd be like, oh yeah. And I'd make up this completely ridiculous false story, which he knew was false, but it was to play into that fantasy.
it was for the everyone's trying to nut.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
just had so much fun. Just I never even thought that I would act on this. I thought it was always just going to be kind of a fantasy role play thing.
And are you enjoying this the entire
I loved
time?
it because I love it. Kind of, it almost feels powerful to be able to turn somebody on.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though it was like I knew this was his thing and I was playing into his thing, I was also in control of, you know, how far I pushed this story and how much it
Right.
would turn him on. And then that made me feel like successful in this
Yeah.
endeavor. It was just such a cool, and it still is. We still do this.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm not playing around with other people, we still do this.
What
Oh, you
was
still
the-
do the fake
The
stories
role play,
and the
sure
role
do.
play?
And I have so many stories, but I'll still make up stories.
What, do you ever
Okay.
hire an outside writer, like a comedian?
He'd be like, "Where are these stories from? Like, this is not."
If you want to put us on payroll, we'll write some
Oh, yeah.
stories.
Okay, for sure. We'll talk later. Yeah.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of the
Yeah,
actual
like-
going from?
So many things kind of compiled over
No, but
time.
what was that
like,
one situation where it actually happened, and what was like the moment?
Like
that-
the first one.
Yeah.
The first time you guys go from we're role playing to another person's.
It was like things got a lot more intense during the pandemic. Like life just, I mean, I was working as an emergency nurse. Things were like crazy at work. There was so many unknowns. We were
High
kind of like,
stress.
it was high stress. We were like, this world is ending and everything's crazy. Like, let's just be ourselves and do what we want to do. Right.
Yeah.
And that was kind of just the feeling like, let's just enjoy ourselves and let's not be inhibited. Let's not, you know, let's just do what we want to do, basically. So we downloaded Tinder.
Okay.
And that was like the next level. And we started talking to real people, or I did. And we'd swipe through guys together and sort of, be like, we could actually, like, you know, I could actually do something with one of these guys. And it got so hot and so intense that eventually I did.
Yeah.
So what was the first time? Yeah.
Like, what was
so
your
scary.
when you were going out the first time? Were you like super nervous on this
Yeah,
It was
stage?
a whole mixture, like excitement, nervous. Like he was so excited and like obviously on board with it.
Yeah.
But as much as you know your partner's supportive and you know this is something you're both deciding to do, actually doing it sometimes is different. So there was just still that fear that I was going to go home.
What if
So
it
what was the
ruins
first?
relationship?
Yeah, what was that first time? Do you meet a guy? Because it's during the
It was
pandemic.
during the pandemic, so we met in a park.
Really? Was your husband there, or was it just you? And
No, I took an Uber and I went and met the guy on my own, like it was really exciting.
Yes.
So because after being so many years monogamous with him, always being monogamous in my relationships, going outside of my marriage to meet this guy, and
Your heart must have been racing in the Uber.
And we sat in the park and had like a date and like a bottle of wine, and then it was like that. Okay, do you want to come back to my place?
And he said that to you.
He said that to me, and then I like texted my husband. I'm like, he's asking me back to his place.
And what's
Should
your
I go?
husband
Should I
doing?
go?
What was your husband?
He was like, go, go, go.
Oh, really?
Tell him that you had a husband?
Oh, yeah. I've always been completely honest with everybody. from the
Okay,
beginning.
yeah.
I don't want to trick anybody. I don't want to
Yeah.
like lead anyone on no. Everything's always like lay it all out.
Yeah.
Like, they know the
Okay.
situation. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for an experience.
Did you
know?
tell this guy this was your first time doing this? Or were you
I
like,
didn't until after.
Yeah,
I didn't
oh.
until after. No.
So okay, so you finished the bottle of wine. You're both a little
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you want to come over?" And you're like, "Totally."
I was like, yeah.
I picture you guys
Go.
in Christie Pitts right now.
yeah,
Christie Pitts in downtown
or
Toronto.
maybe Trinity Bellwood.
Yeah, Trinity Bellwood.
I can't say.
Okay. So you go to the guy's house,
Yeah.
and then right when you get
It
in
was
the
on.
It was
Like-
on. He starts. Was it in the moment? What's your is you're like, I can't believe this is happening?
I'd been chatting with him for a little bit, and like we'd been doing some kind of, we'd sent some photos and stuff, so we'd already kind of built up this.
Yeah, you knew
Okay.
it was. You were like, if we meet, we're
Yeah.
probably gonna.
Yeah.
And so you hook up with him.
Yes.
And it was incredible.
It was incredible because I think like it was like we did have good, but also that experience always is going to stand out because it was such a life-changing experience. I didn't even know at that point how life-changing it would be because it's like, it led to so many other things.
Right. I mean, you're now on the Two
I
Goons
would
podcast.
I'm here, and this is it. This is the top.
I mean,
It's all been for.
in 2 years, this will be the top.
I'm gonna call the guy up and be like, it finally
So what
happened.
how about this? How about so
You know, there might be someone who's a fan of our pod who's gonna be like, yeah, he's like, I banged her.
in the comments we want to know who you are.
Yeah.
So how about this moment? You get done hooking up with this guy.
Yeah.
Your husband's like, I need, because that's part of the wife.
He's
hot
waiting
wife.
for you to
He's
get
waiting
back.
for the
This is-
reclaim.
yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
going in Uber, and he's like, you're like, I'm on the way home.
Yeah. And I'm still nervous. Like everything was out the window. Like we were completely like, I was there for hours. We had a great, like,
really?
it was really good.
So
and
your
intense.
hubby must be edging.
He's waiting.
Oh, wow. So you get home, and what was that like?
I was like, oh my God, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? But then as soon as I see him, he's just like so ready. We had, again, the best. My
Yeah.
husband and I,
He-
the best.
And so,
right afterwards.
yeah, it's like back to back.
Yeah, because he was just like
Primordial.
I texted
Yeah.
him some things throughout. Like he'd seen some photos of things happening, and I was like,
What
this
kind
is
of photos did you send him?
Him out.
yeah, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the way she explains it, she's like, oh,
The
I don't wanna
usual.
Get, yeah, I don't want to get.
No, that's
hey,
when she
have
gets
your
shy.
orange slices. Eat your orange slices and just use your imagination.
Canadian soccer mom comes out, dude. Yeah.
So you guys because I've had that once. I had someone cheat on me, which I wanted to happen, and they cheated on me. And that first time we afterwards, I absolutely wrecked her. Like it was crazy. It was the hottest. And I wish, I mean, to me, this energy is so hot to be able. I wish I could. I found one person since who's like does the Hotwife with me, and she's going into crazy details. she's turned on, I'm turned on. So this time, you guys, do you remember how many times you guys went after?
Because it must feel a little
I don't remember
bit
the
like a
specifics. It's like almost all a blur. It's clear but blurry at the same time. It was just a moment.
It's like an athlete winning a championship.
Yeah. So yeah, it was completely changing. It was the best. And afterwards we were just like, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. You're like,
This is
great.
what we both need.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, some people are like, oh, you go and you try these things to try to fix something that was missing, it was more just enhancing. Like my husband and I we always had a good life. We had a lot of fun when it was just the two of us monogamous. But this is just like, we found something that just enhanced that.
Yeah.
And it also, it's a fun challenge to bring us closer together, to kind of force us to have conversations, to communicate more, and just like it just brought so much more into our relationship and so much more fun. And at the time it was still a secret, which was also kind of fun. It's sometimes nice to have a little secret with your partner.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now the whole world knows, but and it's still fun in that way too.
Yeah.
But at that time it was kind of like, you go out and you're just like, nobody knows. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah, right.
Like it's
Were you
hot.
ever worried about like going on these dates and then a friend being like, hey, like,
Yes.
what are you doing
Or
here?
Yeah.
in the emergency room, someone comes in with a gunshot wound and you're helping, and he's like, "Hey, I know you."
Yeah.
has happened.
Oh,
has
so you got
happened.
recognized for being a star in the ER.
This was before I started putting stuff out here. It was
Yeah.
somebody who I had relations with.
Dude, you know what I love? You're very YouTube safe. This is great. This is great for YouTube. Dude, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Someone you had relations
I
with.
had relations.
Someone you had carnal knowledge of.
I'd had
Sounds
backdoor
like a press
relations
secretary.
with.
Backdoor relations. My God. What will the neighbors say?
And came in to emergency with his spouse, who was the the patient, and that was. I remember going out to I didn't know her name. I remember I went out to call her name out of the waiting room, and then he gets up with her to bring her in. And I remember just being like, I locked eyes with him, and I was just like,
Oh wow.
and I actually like it was fine. Like she knew that they had an open relationship as well, but I had only had relations with him.
Yeah.
And as much as you have somebody's word, you just also have that
Sure.
thought, like maybe
He could be
maybe
lying.
it's not okay.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He says that they're open, but I was just like, and I'd never met her.
And also sometimes it's open, but she's like, I don't want to see her.
Yes, exactly. I don't want her to be my nurse
Yeah.
at the hospital.
Yeah.
So
I don't want her to be my nurse. It's so funny.
it was like, I just remember like this panic, like, and anyway, I brought her in. I swapped assignments with somebody else to make sure. I was just like, I can't.
Conflict
like,
of interest.
Yeah. And I texted, I texted him afterwards, and I was like, what the and he was like, it's all good.
And you
it's
said,
fine.
"What
like,
the? Go to a different hospital when there's an emergency, idiot."
it was totally fine. Like everything worked out, but it was just that shock. It was the first time I'd run into somebody in my
Personal
real
life.
life.
Yeah.
But that's great. So okay, so after you guys are now in the lifestyle, you're starting to upload more on. How did the transition? Because I remember you were like one of the. I mean, still are like one of the biggest searched on. I think you were like a number one in a certain category at one point.
Yeah, I'm still up there. It's all my amateur stuff that's on. We regularly upload there.
Okay,
it's our, besides that's our main.
Or main, yeah.
Our main.
So you're still shooting when you guys shoot content, do you have a cameraman, or are you like tripoding?
No, we're like, my husband films everything on his iPhone.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, I'll
dude.
tell you a little inside baseball. I joined the OF to see some of the and there was I think it was like you guys were.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I can't get over how sweet she
I'm
is.
so excited.
You guys.
This is
I think there was a
great.
scene. If I recall, I'm pretty sure it was like you guys like near a lake, and I think you blew them near a lake or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was probably Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
I got there,
I
yeah.
mean, Canada, lakes,
Well, I mean,
Hotwife, it all comes together.
But and that's why kind of like, I mean, you'll always be able to tell who now obviously you're a huge talent in the industry, but you'll always be able to tell who I the people, Che gets some gas, I get some gas. But mine are the people who I'm like, yo, you're so hot. You're like,
I've been subscribing. I've been following.
I've been stroking.
Yeah, dude.
I've been sending DMs.
But was there ever a conflict? Or there was a conflict with your own exploding, and then you working in the ER.
It wasn't a conflict. It was. It came out among people at work before I had the guts to tell anybody. When I was still hiding it.
You're still working.
I don't work there anymore.
No, but at the time you were still working.
Yeah.
And were you at this point? Were you making enough not to work, or were you?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you just enjoyed working in the.
It was just like that was my job, and the other was my hobby. Even though it made like 10 times as much as my other job,
right.
it was my hobby.
No, that's really respectable when someone's like, I like work, and I also have a passion that I make money from.
Yeah. And that's what it was. I was trying really hard to balance them both for a long time. I mean, like a few years.
Oh, you kept on doing it for a few years.
Yeah. I only, I'm coming up on 2 years not working in emergency anymore.
And you miss it?
I miss it. I mean, I don't, you know how when you leave something, you remember all the good things, but you don't remember like how it was like draining my life energy.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
probably the hours, the swing shifts.
The shift work, it's not good for you. And like the healthcare in general.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's a colostomy bag exploding on you or something.
Yeah. It was a lot. So I don't miss a lot of things, but like it was the people, like the team, everybody. Like there's so many things that I do miss and also feel guilty leaving. Like a lot of guilt leaving there. That was that was the hardest thing. Like leaving the team, and they were just like, "No, don't leave."
Did you have to? Was it with the? So the administration found out, like the hospital administration, and they were cool with it.
They weren't sure whether it was an issue at first, and it was because they'd never dealt with it before. So some people found out, and at first it was just a little gossip, and I was like, you know what? Yes, I do this. The union people came, and they were like, I think you need to take your content down. I don't think you could. But it was more like, you got to tell me if I have to take it down or if you think I have to take it down. And they're like, I think it's a conflict. And I was like, but I need to know 100%.
So lawyers got involved?
Yeah. Well, I got the number for the nursing college lawyer, and we had a conversation, and it just absolutely made her day. That was one of my favorite phone calls I ever made, because she was just like, probably has the most boring job. Oh, do you have a tissue? I'm like,
oh yeah. Wait, grab me a tissue. No, I'll go grab some.
Sometimes when I get chatting, maybe it's because I got like so emotional when you said you signed up for my own. And now I need a tissue.
Really? Well, I mean, this is, what's so funny about doing these podcasts? I feel like a lot of the guys because the women that we have on are so they're put in this featured persona that a lot of the guys like. Thank you. I mean, a runny nose is not a flaw, but they like a little bit of a flaw in a very high. Well, that's
so you can like just zoom right in on me, like blowing my runny nose.
Yeah, well,
people love
She's
it.
Human
Dude,
too.
There's someone who probably wants to buy it. To be honest,
that's why we need.
I'll leave
the
this
Patreon.
with you guys. You can sell it.
Yeah, 2 goons, dude. Do we put that on the Patreon?
Yeah,
when we launch the Patreon,
dude, Serenity. Dude, no, that's fine. You can keep it wherever.
Yeah. No.
I'll stick it under my leg. It'd be like when I was on Naked.
Well,
sit on the
throw it behind you.
You went on Naked News.
Yeah, I did. A year.
That's how you knew my ex.
Yeah. I worked for them just part time for like a year. And a half.
Just contracting.
Yeah.
So you outside of like you're doing. Now, is it Wifey that you're doing or Vixen?
Yes.
Vixen?
But, they're part of the same
Part
thing.
of the same
Wifey's
thing.
under the Vixen umbrella.
Yeah.
That's the Wifey's the one where they want the real couples,
Yes.
right?
Yes, real couples.
Yes.
And when they reached out to you, what was their pitch that they wanted you?
So I was already under contract with Vixen. So I was already doing stuff as a performer for
By the way,
channels.
and a step back. How did the jump from amateur to mainstream happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we were just happily going along doing our thing. I was still working at the hospital, and I did not know anything about mainstream adult industry studio work. I did not know anything about that. All we were doing was you know, making our own content and having fun doing that and enjoying, you know, some benefits now because we're starting to make, you know,
Right, you
Make
get
decent money.
monetization.
yeah.
right.
And so we were just having fun. And I didn't investigate or really look into mainstream stuff at all because I just never, it was not on my radar. And then Vixen's casting person reached out through Twitter message and said, hey, we have this new channel called MILFY, because MILFY had just come out a couple of years ago. And, you know, they were looking for mature women, soccer moms to be on their site. And I didn't really give it any thought because I was like, I don't know. I did not know what Vixen was. I did not know what any like mainstream studios were.
Yeah.
I was just like, it just went in my messages of, you know, that I didn't care about. My husband was like, listen, like this is a legit studio. You know, maybe like at least message her back. So I exchanged some messages and then it just never went anywhere. They reached out again like a few months later and we're like, we really want you to be on MILFY. I'll send you a free subscription. You can check it out. And so I was like, okay, I love free stuff. Yeah. So I went and I checked out MILFY and it was like beautiful. It was MILF.
Oh yeah.
And I also was turned off by MILF because I didn't like identifying as MILF and I didn't like what I kind of, in my mind, I kind of tacked on MILFs as it has to be, you know, the stepmom. And I didn't like that kind of role. I didn't want to play family roles or I was always like, I don't want to motherhood. And like, I had all these kind of thoughts that I was just like, I know people love that, but it's not me. And I didn't want to play somebody who I wasn't.
Yes.
But then when I looked at the actual channel, it wasn't about mothers. It wasn't about stepmoms. It was about these boss ladies who were just like getting it. And it was actually funny. It was beautiful. It was like all these different scenarios and they were just having the best that they wanted to have. And it was all about them being the ones in charge, not like necessarily in a dominant way, but like they're enjoying it. And that was part of what I held so important in my own content was showing my enjoyment and always being like, I'm having the best time. And I only put something out if something doesn't go right or I'm not having the best time, I don't put it out there. I only want to show people when I'm like really enjoying it.
Content too. Like I've shot.
If something's not good, you don't want to go out to the public. Was there one scenario that spoke to you that you're like, this is it. This is what I want to do?
When I saw MILFY?
Yeah.
It was kind of all of them. I mean, I also saw this one girl. Oh my gosh, what was her name? I followed her at one point. She used to be a police officer, and they did this whole police car chase with her, and then she like arrested the guy, and then it was ridiculous. But she was obviously living out also this fantasy that she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really cool stuff. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. And so this was a big deal for me because I went out to LA, like we'd just been doing stuff in Toronto, filming our own stuff, and like it was quite successful, but I stayed home and did it. Like I didn't travel around and do collaborations and stuff. So they flew me out to LA. They like wined and dined me, and they they set up a Hotwife themed script they wrote for me to make me comfortable, and that was very like that spoke a lot to this company that they cared enough about me to make a script and a scenario that I was comfortable with. It reflected my own lifestyle, and you know, everybody just kind of made me feel comfortable on set. They knew it was my first time doing this.
Were you nervous as
I was so nervous, but they just made this like an experience that was really good for me.
So what about that first day, like when you walk on set, were you blown away?
God,
like how
because
many
there's so many people.
So many people.
Like, and it's a whole thing. It's like makeup, photos. Like I'm not a model. I'd never done modeling. I was like, I don't know how to pose.
Yeah.
Like let alone have, I mean, I can have, but it was also like a different kind of, it's like have and be beautiful as opposed to just like have and enjoy it, you know. It was a whole different kind of thing, but I did it, and it was incredible. And so then
so you knew while it's going on, is there a moment where you're getting on camera the first time and you're kind of in the moment, but you're also like, I'm doing it, this is good? Like, did you
I was able to kind of like tune it all out,
really,
like not completely, but enough to enjoy what I was doing. And I was like, this is just really fun. And it was just nice because everybody on a set, they don't give a shit what you're doing. Like they're there to create a beautiful,
Yeah.
like a beautiful production, and they care about their job and being professionals.
And
And
getting
like
the product,
nobody
yeah.
cares who. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice here. But yeah, nobody cares what you're doing. They just want it to look good, and like everybody was just happy that I was comfortable. So did it, and then Vixen called me back to do another shoot like less than a month later.
Oh, wow.
And I did it, and then they asked me like less than 6 months later if I wanted to be in their feature that year, which was American MILF, and I was like,
Yo.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Who are you starring alongside in American MILF?
On. It was, oh my God. It was,
Come on.
it was
Oh my God, this guy.
absolutely like,
You think I don't know?
it was,
No, sometimes you line up the questions you know
no,
the answers
I
to.
mean like I was flabbergasted. It was okay. Phoenix Marie, Brandy Love.
Oh, wow.
Christy Canyon came out of
Wow.
retirement for it.
So you knew at this point, I guess,
was
with
Maitland Ward. as
Maitland
well?
Ward. Yeah, that was the other one. Like
so
they were,
you know, with your husband doing some research, you doing some research. You know, this is a really big thing now.
yeah, by then,
Yeah.
So it was just like that's when I quit my job at the hospital was when I got
Okay.
put in the feature.
Yeah.
Because
You
it was
said,
starting
"I
to
gotta-"
be
Yeah.
there were starting to be too many opportunities that I couldn't maintain the
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
hours
need
at
you
the
the
hospital.
OR. I'm like, I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
it was too much at that
Yeah.
Well,
point.
and you're starting at this point. You're like you said, you're making 10 times what you're making at your nursing job, and it's like I have to follow my heart basically, and like these are huge opportunities.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to say no to these opportunities. And I also just, for my own work-life balance, I was like, I can stop doing shift work and make my own hours.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of value to that. And oh my God, getting sleep at night, like the effects it has on your mental health. I was healthier, like I felt better. I was like, well, my husband was like, you're just much more pleasant.
Yeah, how's,
Yeah, you're getting by these wonderful men, and you're getting a good
And I'm
night's
getting a good
rest.
night's rest.
Dude, you should be in a great
It
mood.
does wonders.
do you feel the relationship has like, because of all this, your relationship that was, like you said, it was good, but now is like exponentially grown because of this?
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Well, we met him at X3, and he's so cool. Like, he was like, because he was like,
Super nice guy.
Yeah, super nice,
Yeah.
super cool. And he was like, yeah, we know the house. I went on Google just to check
Oh
it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like I'm Serenity Cox, and I'm the person that everybody sees, but he's my like. He probably does more of the business than I do. He's like more Serenity Cox than I am. like whenever I get an award, I'm like, this one's actually yours. Like,
Yeah.
like he does so much. So we work together, and that was
That's
something new
awesome.
too, because we'd never shared any. Like our professions were so different. Like he was in tech and I was in healthcare, and it was like different.
Did he
you know?
also leave tech?
He left his job too. So
Yeah.
we're both like, yes, we work because we work on our content creation and our adult, business.
Yeah.
The Serenity Cox empire.
Yes.
But it's actually so much less work than we did before.
Yeah.
And
For
we
sure.
kind of feel like we're semi-retired.
Yeah, no, that is like there is something. We had Manuel on, and he talked about the best thing that this job gives you is like the freedom to like be with your family, take care of yourself, and then also be able to do what you want with your life.
Yeah, and when it is like when it's two people doing it together, it's so much different than girls who are doing this on their own. They have to
Yes.
work and hustle so much harder than I do because I have a built-in business partner and scene partner.
Yeah. So now, how about are you guys doing stuff that you kind of always wanted to do, but because of work and life, you couldn't really do? Like now that you have again, you said you was in tech, you were nursing, you guys were probably doing pretty good together. But now, do you like do anything today that you guys wouldn't have done in the past?
No, we're just squares.
Homebodies?
Okay, no, because we're so we know that this can end at any point. So
Yeah.
we make our income and we pay ourselves a salary that matches what we used to. So we live the same lifestyle that we have always lived,
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
and we're just very excited for the future.
Yeah.
because
Like when the retirement
when
comes
the retirement
with all this extra
comes
money.
and we can continue to live.
Yeah, I think that's
comfortably.
very smart.
That's-
though.
yeah, that's-
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm like such a nerd.
Oh,
As in, like, we're very reasonable, sensible people, and we don't live beyond our means.
Yeah.
Like we treat ourselves a little bit once in a while, and that's like, ooh. But,
So what's the treats? A vacation together, or like?
or like vacation. We'll go and, we'll splurge on no, it's not, we don't splurge the way some people do.
Right.
Or like
a dinner.
Some people are sitting across from you right now. Yeah. So I'm a splurger.
We're just very good. I mean, because we also didn't go into this until later in life. We were already very good at budgeting and like planning for the future. And we didn't want to change that. So we just continue.
No, it's awesome.
And the people that we know in our lives, in our everyday lives, don't see any difference. They're like, these are still the same jokers that have lived across the street from us. We don't have like an extra floor on our house, or like we don't have fancy cars. We're just living our life. And
did you see, as this, because this eventually got very popular and everyone found out.
Yeah.
Did you see any change in the relationships you already had with these friends and family and the people around you?
Luckily, no. There's a couple people in our lives who we lost touch with over this.
But that's probably for the better, because then if it wasn't this, it could have been something else.
Yeah. So the people who are the main, most important people in our lives, family and friends, everything's the same as it always was.
The one thing I've wondered too is, has it ever gotten weird the other way? Because we always hear it like this, like we had friends and they found out and they went, oh my God, and they left.
I was just gonna ask that. That's crazy.
Has it ever been like
some goblin like me?
Yeah, some guy was like, oh, you do Hotwife. Well, now I'm interested. And you're like, no, and it ruined the relationship.
No, that luckily has not.
That's so funny. You have like you have two friends that are absolute goblins, and you're like up in Sudbury, and they're like, oh, don't you know we'd like to swim?
Yeah, well, we're interested too.
And you just
you're like,
No, at this point we're still just kind of, we're the same people as always, but we're kind of a novelty and sort of the butt of a lot of the jokes.
But it's for
because they're just like these guys, like, because we don't work.
Yeah.
We're home all the time, and we don't have a real job kind of thing. We're just we're those guys.
So what? Okay,
people enjoy.
So if you're having like you're killing it professionally, but you're living still pretty pretty conservative. Is there anything that you guys like to do that maybe you haven't done, and you're like, or is there? I don't know. Like it's so fascinating because. Or it's just like, hey, this is just how life is, and
it's just how life is. The exciting part is that we're doing this business. Like that is really the exciting.
Do you ever think?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, you did mention, you did say that this could end. That's the thing with sports. That's the thing with. There's always hot new talent. Mm-hmm. Does that ever like? Creeping, or you're like, nah, it's kind of like, I mean, obviously you two are both still have your like professions that you could always go back to, but do you ever think about that? Because I always think about that with comedy, with this podcast. I'm like this, there could be another,
Yeah, we're very fortunate because we do both have something that we can fall back on if this ends. So we're kind of just in a really good place.
Yeah, I don't think it would, and that's kind of the cool thing.
They didn't kick you out of nursing.
Nobody kicked me out. I'm still like I recertify every year. I still have my license. I just don't practice.
Yeah.
Well, also too, it doesn't end. It just probably like there's a peak. Like what I'm saying, like again, same thing with an athlete. I don't know. Do you watch sports or no?
Not really.
Okay, so I'll give you. So Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old in the NFL. He's a quarterback. He's not Aaron Rodgers of 10 years ago, but he's still doing well, right? There is a thing like with a lot of adult entertainers, they might not be where they were, but in some respects, some of them actually, Phoenix Marie. Angela White, some of it's Alexis Fox.
Dude, Phoenix is boss.
Yeah,
you're talking about bosses.
So cool.
Yeah, some of these people have been doing this over 10 years, and they are just getting better and better. So, I don't think it just comes to an end unless they pull the plug on. They make porn illegally. You probably don't make as much money as maybe at the peak, but you're still making money, and it's probably like what you said is being smart with money is probably so important, because if you're making X amount of hundreds of thousands or millions a year, and now that is cut in half, you're still making like 150,000 a year. You're like, well, yeah, we know how to live like that.
Yeah. I'm not worried. And I also, I think this is still going to be a good year for us, but I kind of want to go on my terms rather than be like, oh, I'm looking more and more tragic or desperate, or like, I don't want to be like,
It's funny.
I just want to go on my terms. So at some point I'm probably just going to make a decision if it's not feeding that fire anymore,
Okay.
and then just kind of back off. And like, I mean, if I stop putting stuff out there, it's not going to cut off right away. Like you said, like it's going to gradually slow down. My subscribers will gradually catch on that nothing's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do the
But
the
do you
exit
actually
yet.
do you feel that in like a near future thing, or
Not
is
the
it?
near future. I used to always say, actually, when we first started, I was like, when I turn 40, I'll come to my senses and stop doing this. And then when did I turn 40? It's like over a year ago. Like,
Okay.
It's only been getting better. I was like, you can't make these black and white rules about it.
Yeah.
And like, why would I? As long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's what I go by now.
and
It's not about age or
Is
limits.
there something on the horizon that you haven't done? Like, one thing I thought that is like, I don't know if you've done this. Have you done like a nurse scene? Like,
No, and I won't.
you won't.
I will not go there.
Why
Really?
not?
Oh, because see this, you guys are gonna hate me. I'm such that mom. I'm like, nurses have been for since the beginning.
Yes.
And we work really hard to be seen as professionals.
Yes.
And if I do a nurse scene, I feel like all of my colleagues will see me taking a step back in the history books. And like, I know it's
Selling
a fetish,
outs.
and I see that if you're not a nurse, do a nurse scene.
Yeah.
But if I'm a nurse, I will not do a nurse.
So you
know
feel
what
like
it's
you're
like.
because
you're-
I have had disrespect from patients, and I have had disrespect from patients, and I've been called a lot of names in my profession
Really?
from patients.
Yeah.
And I
Dudes.
feel like it's just a sense of pride to be
Yeah,
be
just-
really
you- you
a
would
professional.
feel-
And I know it's a fantasy, and I know I'm not actually saying that, like, banging a patient is okay when if I do a scene like that. But in me, I'm just like, I can't
Yeah,
do
you-
that.
you would a
It
sellout. You
hits
don't
home
want to
too
sell out.
much.
No, that's totally cool.
So anyway, I didn't, and like, not everybody's like that. Like, I know some people will be like, yeah, I'm a nurse. I'd love to do a nurse scene. Like, it's a joke. It's not real.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, no,
Wow.
it hits too hard.
Well, Che Dorena has a POV on the nurses, right?
What POV?
Oh, some of the nurses are some of the
Oh, yeah, that
this-
one nurse I used to bang. Yeah. Well, there is a. I mean, you've probably heard this. There's a
But
lot
like
of
behind closed doors, not at work.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
Right, yeah,
stereo-
not at work, just behind closed doors. I mean,
There's
well,
some total freaks in healthcare in
nursing,
general.
yes.
Oh yeah,
well,
of course.
I think when you're working, here's why I probably think nurses are probably.
hornier than the
hornier.
average person.
So one, you're totally cool with you're seeing death, you're seeing crazy things, and you become desensitized to the craziest things, so which makes you probably more fun of a person. And also you're working shift hours, so you're kind of loopy sometimes at the end of 12 hours.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably right.
There is
Yeah,
something
There's a
about-
lot of factors.
Yeah, there's probably a couple factors.
There's
and-
something about getting bad sleep where like temptation control gets a little harder.
Food
like
for sure is
it's
a
like
fact.
Your
It's-
body craves like sugar and stuff more, so I bet
Yeah.
you get a little hornier too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a thing. Well, sometimes I'm up for so long. Like I even last night, I just need to go to bed, but I was talking to some chick was flirting with me over here for hours. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't just go to bed because I'll wake up with a rager at 3 a.m. So I had to rub one out, but I was so tired. My eyes were like,
rub one out.
I was like, have you ever fallen asleep while you're trying to like rub one out?
Oh, dude, there's full rub one out. Yeah, for sure. 100%. But the whole like staying up to try and hook up with a chick. There was it was a bunch of us comics at a show. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you were there, but there was a bunch of us at one show. And this one comic came and he was seeing this stripper at a time. And then she brought one stripper friend. And then think it's like one very, very hot chick who's seeing our friend. And then she brings her like very, very hot friend. And it's 7 comics, male comics who are doing open mics and unsuccessful. And we're all just like, yeah. And there's this one girl there and she's being flirty and she's getting attention. Everyone's giving her
Yeah,
Of course she
for
is.
sure.
and
Yeah.
so they're all like, oh. And then one of my buddies who's kind of a horn dog, he's like, oh, I'm going. I was like, you're not staying? And he goes, I'm not playing this game. This game is just who can stay up the latest.
Because they all like fall off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So that's kind of what you were playing yesterday. Who can stay up the
Yeah,
latest?
I don't like playing those games. I also don't like chasing the same everyone's chasing.
Yeah.
I'd rather like comics will try and I'd rather bring like when I used to bring Ayla around, people were like, what the and I was like, yeah, man, we're playing a different game. I like to bring beautiful women that are not around comedy.
Oh. I'm just thinking back to what you're saying about being really tired. I used to always after night shift.
Oh, really?
That was always, I'd come home in the morning and then like, the rest of the house is empty. My husband's at work or whatever. And then I'd get the vibrator out and I'd like have a nice, and then you fall asleep and sleep today.
The nut to sleep.
The nut to sleep is
yeah, it was
phenomenal.
beautiful. And I have fallen asleep on the vibrator before.
Oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Yeah, you don't clean up. You don't do anything. You just like, and then you wake up.
Like, there's a vibrator in my pants when I wake up.
Yeah. Still in your hand. You're like, all right, we got to plug this back in.
On me.
Yeah,
it was good.
Now, something I definitely you said you're like very much of a homebody. You're like you're not doing anything too crazy. What are you doing for fun? What's your introvert thing? You TV person, movie person? What are you?
Oh my God. You put me on the spot here. I'm an active person. So I'm a solo active person. So like I run, I cycle, I go to my Pilates. I do like the active things. That's my main, like how I let loose when I'm not falling asleep on a vibrator. That's my wild time.
Dude, that's great though. But yeah, it's probably great for your work too, because you're like, I got to stay fit all the time. People are seeing me naked all the time.
It's the best motivation to keep fit.
Yeah.
It's such good motivation.
That is something you see in a lot of people who are like swingers or in the life and stuff. You're like, oh, you're both like still taking care of yourself.
You also see, I've been to hedonism. And you see not the hottest.
Yeah, not everyone.
But
they're not all on camera. They're just having fun.
Right. They're having fun,
life.
But for me, I like the idea, like, hey, if we're gonna be like having fun, I think it's nice. I like when someone's also fit.
Yeah, it's nice to see that somebody takes care of themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We always wonder. We have a personal trainer that my husband and I go to together, and we've never mentioned what I do for work. Mm-hmm. And I've always like wondered if he knows, because he's helping me keep, he's contributing to my form and how I look, but I don't know if he knows like how important he is in my life. Yeah. I can't say that in case he ever sees this. I can't say that. I mean, he's a very fit guy. He's a personal trainer and he does well at what he does.
But that would be kind of not him, but just saying like you and your husband are like doing a vacation. You're like Turks and Caicos, and then you guys do a workout class, and that would be a hot scene.
See, that would be,
yeah. The 28, 30-year-old fitness bro, and just like that would be very hot. I could see myself beating my meat to that.
I actually have I guess I can't say it. It's a scene that hasn't come out yet, but it's around like a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So really what do you guys look for when you and your husband, like you're swiping on Tinder, or you're still doing Hotwife in your personal life, right?
Yeah, what kind of guys?
What's the qualification of dude to be with Serenity Cox?
Great question.
It varies. It varies. Yes. So we do because it's not always new people, right? So we have some very like solid friends now that are
good
just,
roster.
I know who to go to when I want to like get what I need.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You need. Yeah.
So we have that, which is really nice, but it's fun to have somebody new once in a while.
Yes.
So I don't know. I look for a variety.
Funny? Does funny?
Yes. I look for comedians.
Oh, really?
But are you like, no, not actually. Oh. That's not like, I was just.
And guys, you can catch the Goons live. Get all your tickets at shaderarena.com or
jjliebermanlive.com.
I look for comedians who are following my.
Oh my God.
You got his hopes so high for a second.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I see it, I know it.
You just there.
But it also has to be somebody who's okay with our situation, and not everybody is.
Yeah.
And I also don't like people like I'll be on dating apps, and it's not always Tinder anymore. We use Field a lot because
that's what it's about. Yeah.
And like I know there's different ones here in the US than in Toronto, but there tends to be more people that are okay with what we're into on there. But I also don't like them to message me and be like, "Oh my God, you're Serenity Cox."
Oh,
and
that would suck.
I like this because it's like, you're somebody who I watch. So I love it when people have no idea who the hell I am.
Who are you again? I didn't know you.
Yeah. See, you're learning.
Was it? What do you do? Are you?
Where am I?
What is this?
He's got the early
Where is
onset.
it?
Like, take me now.
Are you married? Do you-
You're gonna have to treat him for Alzheimer's soon.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, but that's the other thing. What do you think? I don't know. Have you ever asked your husband? Do you think he prefers to be in the room, or is there one that's hotter than the other? Like home from like that first time.
It's a spectrum, and it depends on the mood. Like the same as me with like what kind of guy I want to be with. It's sometimes
interesting.
he really wants to just like have me go and you know, have this experience on my own and come back and tell him about it. And that's what he wants. And then it's more usually when I get comfortable with somebody, then because we're also both really nice and we don't like to intimidate people. And sometimes a guy can be intimidated by a husband being there for the first time.
Yeah.
So we want to be nice. And so I get to know the person first. And if we know that there's good chemistry and he's okay with it, then my husband will come and meet him.
Yeah. And are you guys going to any of the like events? Like, are you doing the hedonism or the secrets?
So we just this past year for the first time, we don't usually go to swingers things because again, we're kind of both a little introverted and we like to just meet people privately, and it always has worked out well that way.
I don't love lifestyle events. I like it like that. I like it kind of like feels a little bit more natural and not a whole thing where everyone's together for this thing.
Yeah.
I do like it like kind of, separate church from state.
But we have been exposed to that in the last year because I took on a new role with Vixen being their brand ambassador for Wifey, which is, of course, the Hotwife channel. And so they have sent us, because they make my husband come with me because we have to do the whole package, right?
Yeah, right.
So he goes along with me to these lifestyle events because they just want to bring brand awareness within the lifestyle community. They're just kind of like trying out to see if that's, because they're always looking for new couples to come on the show because they want real couples that do Hotwife. And people who are just interested in that kind of content. So my role, they like send me to these things to, talk about the channel, meet people. So we went to New Orleans. We went to the Naughty Nolans big convention, which we went with the whole Vixen team, and it was a blast.
Oh, really?
We were more just like in the vendors area there because it's a whole basically like a Comic-Con for swingers plus playrooms.
Okay, wow.
It's crazy. And that was our first kind of eye-opener to like a big swingers event. The people were wild. They were so nice. They were so much fun. There was such positive energy. But it was just a weekend, and we stayed off-site like in another hotel and would just come in for the event. Then November, they sent us on a Bliss cruise, which is a swingers cruise. 7 days, 3,000 swingers. Oh. And me and my husband hiding in our cabin. What is this? It was so much fun.
Well, I'll tell you, it's fun, but it does. I mean, again,
You're like, we're not looking for anything. We're just here because we're contracted.
Well, like
I'm here for work.
You kind of felt conflicted as well because I wanted to be professional, and I'm wearing, the Wifey brand stuff.
Yeah.
I'm mostly talking to people, and I don't want to appear like I'm just there to party and see, I don't always use the language, the you safe language. I really wanted to be professional.
I think that's the first of the podcast.
I did it.
By the way,
heck yeah, this whole time. Yeah. There's a couple jokers that live next door. That one killed me. There's been a few of them where I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Did I let my Canada show?
Oh, it is
Canada's showing
Canadian.
so hard.
So Canadian.
Listening to you is almost like like ASMR or something. Like it's something I could fall asleep to because it's like so like it's comforting. It's homey. It's like I'm like I know
Which
these
is
sounds.
so funny because when I saw you because we'd met before, but when I saw you and you were wearing the Wifey, I'm like, God damn, you're like a
rocket.
A rocket.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, it makes my head hurt sometimes. Some of you people in the industry.
She goes, oh yeah, sure. So nice to meet you.
I'm like, would you do the podcast as I'm drooling? She's like, oh, don't you know I'd love to.
Oh, I love podcasts. Okay.
And I'm just like
We saw it
looking at.
super close to our place. It's
Yeah.
so nice, so convenient.
Oh yeah. Do you like the tube top? Do you like the wifey tube top? And I'm just like looking, I'm like I can see the outline. Oh God, this is giving me such a headache.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, well, you guys go home, get some rest and tea.
Yeah. So good. So good.
This is super fun.
Yeah, this is
I'm
great.
so because you never know with people. And again, when you meet in profession, like you're so professional.
Yeah.
And such
Yeah.
a like what you would say. You describe yourself very in public. You're like, hey, how are you?
Very unassuming.
Yeah, very unassuming. Very very professional. So
Try.
No, but you're like super fun. You have a super fun personality.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would love to let us know about?
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's always you did that to Angela White too. She's like,
I don't know.
throw it really.
Yeah, just I mean, we're right at the end here.
Oh
like,
yeah,
there's no
that's
pressure.
Too bad. It's
Yeah.
been such a lovely conversation.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm listening to myself now and be like, "You're too nice."
No, it's
this
great.
is-
It's
this
the brain.
is-
Like it's you.
This is don't
change.
We are only in this amazing situation in this because we've stayed
Yeah,
true
just being
to
yourself.
ourselves.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
and that's
man.
with,
Yeah.
and that's with you too. You've really stayed true to yourself, and you're like literally one of the biggest stars in the industry. And again, like it doesn't really change you, and so we're like super cool. You were like for us a big get, so we're
100%.
glad you did
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But is there anything? Yeah.
There's not. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, fuck
having
that.
my best and staying true to my values.
Yes, absolutely.
Values.
Into this camera, can you let everyone know where they can find you?
Yeah, of course. So for the safe stuff, Instagram, serenitycox.official. For the slightly spicy stuff, Twitter, serenitycoxto. And then, my Serenity Cox. You can tell them more about that.
Yeah.
I'm up there. I'm up there.
Right on.
You'll
Awesome.
find me.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Yeah,
Really
it's great.
appreciate
Oh,
it.
wait, I have to plug and Vixen.
Yeah,
You can find me
yeah,
on
yeah,
Vixen
yeah,
too,
yeah.
wifey.com.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Big Vixen
Well, you
star.
did give many
I'm the
Vixen.
worst brand
No,
ambassador.
You literally talked about. No, you've given Vixen many shout outs.
Yes.
And I think I have a picture of you in the wifey thing that we could put right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
don't have that picture, but
We'll find it.
It's in here.
well, I mean, I've seen it. I had to see. You always have to like. I feel like when you see the chick, you're like, but yeah, I also got to see the whole. Like,
The whole. I know there's lots.
Not
of
the whole. I mean, the whole package.
The whole.
I mean, I am always curious to see what chicks.
Because
do
I
with
find
their-
it like when we get to know them, because you do a scene and the scene's like a scenario, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not like I know you're not like that, or you don't do that, or like it's I know you're acting, like it's like, so I'm like, it kind of takes me out of it. I'm not thinking about what I'm watching in the scenario. I'm thinking about how you're like, oh yeah, and then me and my husband, we went on this nice trip, and I'm like, oh, I can't focus. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll still be beating
You'll-
me.
yeah,
He'll
okay.
still do it, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for that DM where you're like, my husband says okay. me and my husband dig this. And I'm like, I'll be right over.
Get added to the roster.
I will be. I would love to be. I would love to be roster spot number X, whatever.
Yeah. Right on. This has been great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.